Hey everyone, Magnus here, and in today's video I want to show you 10 plugins that I use on regular basis. Black Friday is also coming up, so if you've been looking to get some new sounds, instruments, effects, then you might get some ideas from the video. Most of these plugins I picked on sale on Black Friday myself to save a bunch of money. Without further ado, let's take a look. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the Native Instruments Complete Ultimate package. Basically all of their VSTs in one. I got the Complete Ultimate 11 and I use it in almost all of my projects. Highly recommended. Bunch of sounds, bunch of VSTs that you can mess around with. It definitely goes on sale for Black Friday, or it has in the past. But I want to tell you guys a little hack that I used when I got it. I got it for like 50% less than their discounted price that they advertised. There's a little bit of a hack that you can do. I saw someone post this online when I was about to get it, and I almost spent the full amount. And then I was like, wait a minute, you can get this for like 50% less. So I saved probably $600 when I got it. And basically the trick is, I'll leave a link below, is that I hope this still works. At least it worked when I did it. Is that I got this Drumica VST for free, which got me this package for free, Complete Select, and then I transformed, or I cross-kitted, that's the word, from this package and all the way to these packages over here. So from this package to this package to this package, and it cost $1,200. I believe I got everything all in for like $550. So I got this for free. I bought like one VST or something and got this package, and then I cross-kitted into this package. I'll leave a link below. You can also Google it. You can just like Google Drumica cross-kit into Complete Ultimate, and then they have like threads on it and all this stuff. But I'll leave a link below. Highly recommend Complete Ultimate, and let's actually just dig into it. Okay, so we've got Native Instruments set up. It's basically all of these plugins over here. All these plugins. I picked 8 of them to show you guys. There's a lot to mess around with. We don't have time for that. So I'm just going to show you a few basic ones that I've used in the past. The first one is the Strummed Acoustic. I picked a preset here that I think sounds pretty good. And I feel like I've heard this exact same preset in a bunch of electronic music songs. Let's just take a listen. Okay, pretty cool. And then we can mess around with the sound. So if you'd like more highs in the guitar. And then you can use this doubling, so it goes into left and right, and less in the middle. Now it's more in the middle. So a pretty cool plugin that you can use, and you can obviously change the patterns. So there's a lot you can do with this plugin. And the next one, well, we have the bass. Let's see what bass I picked. They have a few. As you can tell, it looks like I have to load this bass up. So they have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basses that you can pick from. Let's just do the root notes. Awesome. We're just trying things out. So the next thing we have is we've got a drum set. So we could play something in. Logic actually has a really cool drummer over here that you can use, but this is something you can do as well. Let's just record something. That is an awesome song. And then we've got the piano. I usually use the compressed pop one. I like the Maverick out of all the pianos they have. They have a bunch of those. I actually made a video about that as well that you can check out. But they have all these keys over here. I use the Maverick, I want to say probably the most, and the Unicorda, but the other ones are cool as well, just my preference. Normally I would put some sort of effects on, like delay or reverb, but for this tutorial we're just having some fun. Anyway, I really recommend the Maverick. It's cool to have. So getting all these packets, you're getting a bunch of plugins that are gonna come to good use sometime in your productions, and especially as a starting package. If you don't have anything, then I highly recommend getting the complete package first, and then mess around with that, see what you like, and if there's something missing, then you go start looking for other packages. Other plugins. And then we've got violins. We actually have a bunch of string ensembles over here. Of course, there are cooler VSTs than these, but they work to some degree, they work pretty good. So you would actually kind of need the reverb on the violins, but we're not getting into that right now. Play something. So pretty cool. I've used the violins a lot because those are the only ones that I have. I'd like to get better packages for the violins, but I haven't gone for it yet, like Spitfire or something like that. But they are pretty good, honestly. And then we've got some cool stuff like the Rhythmic Suite. Some of this stuff I haven't used much. Some of these plugins are like great if you're making like sync music, TV film, stuff like that. And then we have action strings, which is looped strings. So I believe you can like pick a bunch of stuff. I haven't used this much, but it's cool to have. And then we've got action strikes. I've used this actually in a I used this in a trailer, I believe, that I did about a year ago. Yeah, I used it in a trailer and it turned out really well, actually. Really cool. And then you can put on different presets and stuff like that. Let's try this. So really cool. I highly recommend getting the complete package where you get all this stuff and you can mess around. It's a great way to start. I believe it also comes with some other stuff. Let's go into audio units. We are looking at native instruments. All of this stuff here. Here's another instruments, reactor, and absinthe. Stuff that I haven't actually used maybe once or twice, but it's cool to have. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the next VST, which is Output. I'm gonna open it in a new session because it's pretty heavy on the computer. Yeah, let's check it out. So the next plugin we have is Output. I believe their package is somewhere around 600 on Black Friday sale. I got the whole package. Output is great, especially if you're doing like TV, film, sync stuff. I feel like those sounds can be used in that. However, it's pretty heavy on the computer. So if you've got a bunch of tracks loaded up with Output, it takes its toll on the computer, at least mine. And I have a fairly new one. So that's like the downside, but really cool sounds. So I'm gonna show you a few of those. So this is the Output package from here and on up. We're gonna start with those analog strings. So really cool. Let's mess around with it. And then we can also we can mess around with their instruments. My headphones were a little high, so just lower it a little bit. So really cool. You can create some crazy sounds in there, something you would hear in like Batman or the Joker or something. And then we've got this exhale that I want to show you. This plugin is like reverse stuff, so everything is reversed. So if you hear a piano, it'll be like come from the other way around, so backwards. We're gonna skip this though. Can't show you everything, it will take too much time. Okay, so let's do this exhale, which is a vocal. So we can anyway, it's a cool plugin. I was super excited when I got it first, but I honestly don't use it at all. I'm a bit disappointed with it. I expected it to be a little bit better, but you can still get some cool vocal chops from it. Now, Substance is a really cool plugin, in my opinion. Let's mess around with it. And we can put some effects. There's so much to mess around with here. Let's just try different sounds. And then you can change everything over here. I'm just putting something random. So, really cool plugin. Let's try this out. So, bunch of stuff that you can do here as well. You can mess around with. You can spend hours in one plugin just messing around with stuff. you can use, you know, different parts of the loop, and you can go here, we can mess around with a bunch of stuff. Compressor, delay, verb, you know, you can edit the attack, decay, and all that stuff. So output is very, in my opinion, very good plugins for all kinds of TV, film, trailer stuff. Bit too heavy on the computer, but the sounds are really good. It's a good VST that has nice sounds, and it's honestly nice to have. I don't regret buying it, even though I don't use it a lot, but it's nice to have and know that it's there, and sometimes I can, when I need something, I can grab it from there. Let's move on to Serum, the next plugin that I'm going to show you. So we've got Serum up, which is the next plugin that I want to show you. Serum is used a lot in electronic music, pop music, but honestly in wide range of genres. I make lo-fi music, and I even use Serum sometimes as my bass. So I've set up a preset over here, a pad that I want to show you, but you can use a variety of songs. You can create your own sounds. You might have to look into sound design a little bit. I'm sure there are a bunch of Serum videos with sound design on YouTube. Let's just listen to the pad to give you an idea what you can create from Serum. So you can create some super cool sounds. Let's try a pluck. I have no idea. Yeah, so you can do a lot of stuff. Splice, what do we have here? Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. You can create a lot of cool sounds from Serum. Definitely worth having. And there are like millions of presets out there that you can just upload into Serum, and you got a totally new sound. If you're handy in sound design, which obviously takes time to learn, but once you get good at it, it's awesome. At some point I was getting pretty good at sound design, and then I've been using presets too much, and then now I need to dig back into it and relearn everything I learned. I'm honestly not the best in sound design at this moment, but I get the basics. Some people are super smart in sound design, and they've automated all these knobs to do a bunch of different things. That's for another video. So we've got native instruments, we've got output, we've got Serum. Those are like the VSTs that I recommend. There are plenty, obviously more that are great, but for the next plugins that I want to show you are more effects plugin. How you can manipulate the sound that you already have and make it sound even better. Which brings me next to Fabfilter Pro, which is an awesome plugin to have, the Fabfilter package. You don't need all of those, but I highly suggest having the Pro Q3. I'll obviously leave a link below for all these plugins that you can check on your own. But the EQ with Fabfilter is great because it's got a nice visualization, and it's very easy to work with. Let's just try it out. So let's say I want to take some of the low end, some of the high end. Let's say there's a sound here we don't like necessarily. So I filtered it out, and then take it out. I can make it dynamic, so every time that sound plays, that's when the EQ hits. So we can clear the dynamics, and then it's got stereo placement. It's so easy to work around if you want the sound more in the middle, or if you want it more to the sides, and you know, it's so easy to work around with. So highly suggest Fabfilter Pro. Definitely the EQ, but I actually use the compressor a lot because it has this nice sidechain. I've already made a video on how to sidechain the proper way. so we're not going into that. But the compressor is really nice. It's got the side chain over here. I wouldn't say it's necessary, but it's nice to have. I really like their multiband compressor to get more control on some sounds. We just threw something on, see how it works. So you wanna, work on your lows or on your mids or on your highs. You can mess around with it. It's even got some cool presets that you can work around with. Sometimes for mastering, I've played around with some of these, and I've gotten really good sounds from them. Not sounds, but made it sound better, obviously. Fabfilter multiband compressor, highly suggested, in just my preference. There's tons out there, but I just like to use Fabfilter for that. Then they got the distortion over here, Saturn, however you pronounce it. Bunch of presets again, just to make the sound a little bit warmer. Got this warm tape here. So highly suggest that also, but again, there are other saturations that you can use. And then the limiter, I like the Fabfilter limiter. You got the out here. Sorry if I blew your ears out there, but we can, and obviously use the limiter on the mastering channel as well. So that's Fabfilter Pro. The next plugin, the next pack that we're gonna take a look at is the SoundToys pack. So let me just go into the SoundToys pack. All of these plugins. I got the whole pack. It was on sale on Black Friday. Same as the Fabfilter one. It was on sale for Black Friday. So SoundToys is pretty cool. Let's just take a look at a few plugins from them. They've got this echo here. Let's mess around with it. So you can create some cool echo. They got this pan man, which is pretty cool. It pans automatically left and right, or however you set it. So really cool. They've got this tremolo effect. Really cool. Little altar boy. You can mess around with the pitch. Put some drive on it. So, and then they've got this reverb. I don't use this reverb at all, but I'm sure someone uses it. And then they have this effect rack, which is pretty cool. So you can just load the effect rack with whatever you want out of all this stuff that they have. And you can get some cool sounds. There's way too much going on here, so it doesn't sound really well. Okay, so we've got Fabfilter, we got SoundToys. Really nice to have both of them. SoundToys I don't use as much as I could, but every now and then I dig into it. But I've seen like the biggest producers and use SoundToys, so highly recommend it. Next thing is we're going to take a look at Waves, the Waves package, or the package Waves in general. They've got endless of plugins. I got a pack on sale, I believe it was Black Friday as well, the Horizon pack, and I already had some plugins before that I used. So some people dislike Waves for whatever reason. They're kind of old school. These are old plugins, a lot of them, but I really find them useful. Not all of them, some of them. I chose some over here that I've used before. So I'm gonna start with this compressor over here. You can change it into bluey or blacky. They have a different sound, a different compression style. And then we've got this one knob series where you can just, with one knob, you can make stuff fatter or louder or have it pump. And then we've got this vocal rider, which I use all the time. But yeah, you can go into the presets and you can adjust how far the range goes in the vocal. So if you have it really tight, then there's not gonna be a lot of dynamics, but it's gonna compress the vocals so they sound really tight. Used a lot in pop music, I believe.
I tried so hard and got so far.
But you don't want to overdo it so it sounds unnatural. So it's you have to tweak it. And then we've got this compressor, CLA.
I tried so hard and got so far.
This one is pretty simple. It's already got, I mean, pretty much just has 2 buttons. So easy to work around. And then we got the de-esser. They have some presets as well to try to get rid of some of the S sounds. So let's just go extreme.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all.
Let's just keep it like that. We're not going super deep into any of this. And then we've got the doubler. Let's try it.
I tried so hard and got so far.
So let's say you just have one take, but you like that doubler sound, so you can throw on the doubler, or you have a, let's say you have, you know, let's say we would have the lead vocal, and then we'd have a backup vocal, whatever it's called, underneath. You can make that double. I would prefer to have 2 takes rather than do it this way, but you can use it. And then we've got this Kramer Pi is a compressor. So let's say you have like a guitar channel with a bunch of stuff on it and you want to stuff it all into a Pi, whatever, and then you can use this compressor. It's got some other stuff like this delay. I sometimes use this delay. Yeah, some pretty cool stuff from Waves, and we've got some stuff on the mastering channel as well. But before we use all of this wave stuff on, let's say, the vocal channel, let's say working with a vocal channel, not like a synth, I would use Ceremony Melodyne. It's my go-to pitch correction plugin. So basically what it does is you just record.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
So we could then go into each note like with one button. You could pretty much just go here and, like, you know, put it all to center. You want to be careful with that. You can get away with maybe most of them, the notes, but if you go all the way to 100, sometimes some notes might sound weird. So I sometimes put it to like 50%, then I go into individual notes and edit them. So let's say I'm gonna mess around her vocals just to show you how you can manipulate it.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end.
So you can move it all around. Now we're just gonna go back here, put 100. Actually, I messed that up, so I can't do that anymore. Anyway, Melodyne. I've spent days in this plugin, and it's the kind of plugin that's so nice to have, but at the same time, I really hate it. Pitch correction is so annoying thing to do in music production, in my opinion. I mean, I get a nice feeling getting the right pitch, but at the same time, it's just so time consuming. Sometimes I might spend, you know, an hour on one sentence or phrase just trying to get it perfect. But there are obviously other plugins like Autotune and stuff like that you can use for pitch correction. Even Logic has this pitch correction, which is free, but it doesn't quite get it, but it gets close, but not professionally. So Ceremony Melodyne, Ceremony is the company, Melodyne is the name of the plugin. Highly recommended. It's almost a must-have in my opinion. And then we're gonna take a look at this Manipulator. That's the name of the plugin, which allows you to mess around with the vocals. So let's just try something.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I try so hard to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so.
So sometimes if you hear some crazy vocal effects in a song, they might very likely come from this plugin. Like, I believe it's like, is it this? Something like that. Ah, that's weird. Let's put something. Yeah, some of it is kind of weird, but it's a cool plugin to mess around with vocals. Sometimes I want to say like some of set songs has this type of vocal effects. I can't remember the song, but it's really cool if it's done the right way and in the right context. But it's a cool little plugin to have. The next plugin I wanted to show you is this reference. They wanted me to lock in earlier. It looks like I didn't have my key, so I had to look all over for the key, and finally I got in. So I got a new computer recently, and I haven't updated all of my keys to get in some of the plugins. Been super annoying, but I finally got into this one. So what you do is you take a song. Let's say you're making a similar song to Ed Sheeran. So you've got Ed Sheeran song. You might have bought it legally, or you might have downloaded it illegally from YouTube or something like that. I never do that, obviously. And then you have your own song. So let's just hide these two. And we have, let's say we're working on this song. They are both my songs that I'm showing you guys in this tutorial, so I don't want to get copyright strike. So yeah, let's try it out. So this is the original, and then we can listen to, let's say, Ed Sheeran song that we dropped in here, which is the song we're trying to match our mix to. So let's say I'm trying to match the loudness, then I can compare the loudness, and I can even compare it in different parts. So I can drag a part and I can compare that part to my part, or you can go like in the low frequencies. So let's listen to the original. You can listen to the low frequencies, then I can check the reference. And then this bar over here, it helps you, like the closer to the middle you are, the closer to the other song you are. Check out the mid-range, and you can check out the high frequencies. So really cool, and can be crucial sometimes when you're trying to match your mix to another mix. In some scenarios, in some songs I have depended on this a lot. In some, like in lo-fi genre that I'm working on a lot, I rarely use it because I just go with my sound. And sometimes it's also what I want to mention is it's good, let's say if you have an album and you're trying to match them in, let's say, level, and you want to match maybe the bass is not too heavy in some of the songs, so you can really dig in here and check that out. So the last plugin that I really wanted to show you is Valhalla Reverb. I think it's crucial to have in your arsenal. It's here, Valhalla Vintage Verb. And let's take a listen.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall, to lose it all. I tried so hard and got.
It even has some presets.
I tried so hard.
So I think Valhalla Vintage Verb, if there's any plugin you should get for your music production, it's Valhalla Vintage Verb. It's like $50 or something. It actually never goes on sale though, so it's not a part of Black Friday deal. But it's something it's a must-have in my opinion. Now one more plugin, a bonus plugin that I want to show you. It's this plugin, Soothe. So the 11th plugin that we go over today. Soothe is used to, it takes out unwanted frequencies, so unwanted sounds. So let's say you have a heavy guitar and it's got like frequencies all over the place that you don't want. Soothe has a calculated system to remove those and make it sound better in a short way. Don't trust it always, but it's really good. So let's just say like a low mid cleanup. You want to get rid of some low mids.
I tried so hard and got so far.
You can dump it on the track and it does everything for you.
I tried so hard and got so far.
The only thing with Soothe is that I found if I have it on a couple of tracks in my session, it sometimes slows everything down. I don't know what's going on. I have a fairly new computer. It actually did it on my older computer as well. So it just, if I stack up Soothe, it looks like it's a heavy program. So that's the only downside to it. So, but a great plugin to use. So we checked out a bunch of plugins, both instruments and effects. Black Friday is coming up real soon. Most of this stuff is going on sale, and this is the time of year where you should get those. I'm not affiliated in any way. These are just plugins that I really like myself. I did a lot of research on most of them before I got them, so I wasn't spending money on stuff that I don't need. I really dislike spending money on plugins so that I have like plugins all over the place that I never use. It's just a waste of money. Try rather get few packs and learn them the right way, because you honestly don't need like thousands of plugins. I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and like my video. If you have any comments, leave them below. I'll get to them as soon as possible. Until next time, peace out.